Breaking the law by not giving us your number. You're breaking the law. And you're wearing an officer's uniform and you break the law.
It was absolutely unreasonable, and the judge refused to present, you know, Roger with that evidence, which is everybody's entitled to.
Yep.
And on the grounds of that, he was quite right to say that this court was unlawful and the judge should be arrested. And that can be a public arrest because it's a public court. And at that point, those that tried to arrest him were jumped on by the police, and pretty typically that's when it turned rather nasty. Well, I say nasty, it didn't actually, but the police were doing exactly what one might expect, which is not looking at the broad picture, but merely responding to, you know, their instructions for the day. And applying certain rules of law and disregarding others.
What we do know is that they, the defendant actually asked for the contract, and there was none. Okay, so there was no contract to perform. Okay, no legal contract. He's within his rights, and we all are, right, as human beings, to ask for that contract. And he said that if I see the contract, maybe I can consent. He withheld his consent, so therefore he was acting lawfully. At no stage did the person in court actually act unlawfully. It was the officials in that court that actually acted unlawfully.
What happened then?
Well, basically, they would not actually administer the oath. So therefore, he's in breach, and he should be removed. And the people standing here today that are in this square should actually go to the police station and ask to get these officials removed from office and arrested.
So, was there a particular case that was being heard today that led to this?
It was withholding council tax lawfully, and there's been 2 other hearings before this.
And so
leading up to that, that's basically all I know.
Do we know what was going to happen today?
It was apparently a bankruptcy proceeding where the defendant was going to be brought into bankruptcy by the claimant, who is the council, right. And the council have got no proof, which they've been ordered to provide to the court by the judge.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
First of all, thank you so much for everything you did today. We actually achieved the objectives that we set out today, which is to seize a court under Article 61 of the Magna Carta. We achieved that. We almost arrested a quite slippery, treasonous judge, but he got away, the little fish. Okay, as I said from the outset, and as a lot of people who are in the movement, such as John Harris, Veronica and myself, we are not against the police. We need to win hearts and minds with these guys, okay? Because when you take away the uniform, they are exactly the same as us. They are in the same position as us. They have to pay that bloody council tax. They have kids and families, etc. So we need to reach them on a different level. Now, I've been in discussion with the sergeant and the chief inspector here, and obviously they can't make any comments right now. However, we're going to talk further, and that's the first step to a dialogue process. Now, fantastic. So guys, what we need to do now is, it's coming up to rush hour, we now need to make our way home. We've had a fantastic day. Some of you are going around the pub. I'm going to go and have a drink, because God, I need Roger.
Oh, Roger.
Oh, this is the man himself.
They got my phone?
Yeah, no, I got your phone.
Roger, this lady would like to talk to you. She's from the local paper. Could you do that?
Well done, Roger. Well done. Fantastic, mate.
Thanks everyone for coming.
Oh,
it makes a
it's
difference.
brilliant, Roger.
This dude's a legend.
Hello,
He's trying
legend.
to
How
knock
are
him
you?
out with his bomb, and he withstood it all and kept the door shut.
Do you get the story?
I did, yeah, it's up on our website already.
Do you understand what's happened?
Yes, I do now.
Tell me what's happened. We arrested a judge for contempt of court and treason.
Mr. Sinclair just said he didn't manage to get arrested, is that right?
No, well, yes, he was arrested.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yes, he was arrested.
Right,
Fantastic.
okay.
But he was definitely arrested because I arrested him.
Okay.
And I called on people to assist in that arrest, and then those people lawfully had arrested the judge. What's effectively happened is the judge was released by the police, which is itself unlawful. So we've called for the arrest of the police, the chief constable of Merseyside, for his subordinates. His subordinates have acted unlawfully. Okay. So this thing has escalated. I'm in court tomorrow, in the magistrates' court tomorrow, to lay this complaint, to have the chief constable arrested, but also habeas corpus, to have the two gentlemen who were unlawfully arrested today. Okay. So we go from there, gents.
Might I just do a short interview for BBC Radio, if that's okay?
BBC
Radio
Radio?
Merseyside,
You're
yes.
not interested in this sort of thing, are you? But you can never get the BBC to take any notice of what's going on in the real world.
Now. Good. Can I just ask you to identify yourself first of all,
I'm
please?
Roger Hayes, I'm chairman of the British Constitution Group.
Okay. What's actually happened today then?
Today we arrested a judge for treason and contempt of court.
Fantastic.
What we're finding is it's happening all over the country, that we have got corrupt judges getting away with unlawful acts. Okay, so the people have had enough, and we're putting our foot down, and we hope that the message gets down to the politicians. We have had enough.
So what has this judge done that is allegedly treasonable?
Well, it's a pretty long story, but essentially contempt of court. He has allowed fraudulent documents to be used in the courts. The council are using fraudulent documents to actually get people committed for bankruptcy, whatever. Okay. So in my hearing, I wasn't allowed to cross-examine witnesses. They wouldn't take any notice of my evidence. I had a letter from the magistrates' court that said there was no debt owed, and the judge completely ignored that. So there was a series of things that the judge actually got involved in, which were absolutely unlawful. So today we asked the judge if he was on his oath of office. He refused to confirm he was on his oath of office. That is treason. I asked him 3 times. I then read out from the Diplock case about the miscarriage of judges and so on and so forth. So the bottom line is that we have got judges who are breaking the law in our own courts. Okay. So the message to the judges is get on your oaths of office, stop perverting the court of justice, and get behind the people, because we have had enough.
So when you were in the court this afternoon, you attempted to arrest him, I gather?
We did arrest the judge.
It's a civil arrest?
That's a civil arrest, and I called on people to assist me in that process, and law-abiding citizens did that. They arrested the judge, they detained him in the courtroom. We then called on the police, who actually witnessed the event, to assist in the process. The police, once again, who do not know the law, reacted in completely the wrong way and arrested the lawful people who were arresting the judge. And that's why I've put down I've laid a complaint that the chief constable be arrested tomorrow, because he's responsible for his subordinates. Okay, so the situation is that we now have lawful people who are in the prison cells. This is a police state. We have got to stop this nonsense now.
But surely people would say that the courts are there to keep justice, to allow us to move freely.
In accordance with the law. In accordance with the law. And I can't emphasise enough. We are law-abiding citizens, and we expect our judges to uphold the law. And the judges are not doing so. They are breaking the law. And I can't make more than that. The bottom line is that they are breaking the law, and they need to start realising that we've had enough.
What do you expect to happen tomorrow morning in the magistrates'
We
court?
expect the police to do their jobs. We expect them to acknowledge that we are behaving lawfully, and we have asked the police to get on side with the people. We're asking the court officials to get alongside with the people. We're asking the good judges. We know there's good judges out there. There's 1 or 2 corrupt judges, and we want those corrupt judges closed down. Anything else you'd like to know?
That'll do me fine.
Thank
you
you,
very
sir.
much. Thank you.
And at long last, I'm pleased that
Sorry,
BBC.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming. It makes a difference.